Hi guys, welcome in. This is the second video, second support video for Tarot 101. The first call we did was all about systems, so I'm reinforcing that information through these videos. So the first video we did was about the suits, cups, wands, swords, pentacles. So I urge you to watch that if you haven't watched that. And now we're going to talk about the system of ace through 10. For all of the suits, there is an ace through 10, and then there was a court card set. Court cards come later. Okay, so let's just focus on the aces through the tens. This is sort of a numerological system that will serve you well as you start to read, and if you draw a blank, right? Knowing what the suits are, knowing the keywords that go with the suits, and now I'm going to teach you the keywords that go with the numbers. Okay, so we didn't really go into it in the first video, but I used the aces as a starting point in the first video. So we're going to talk here a little bit about that, about the aces, twos, threes, fours, fives, etc. Okay, so the first one I want to talk about is, of course, the aces. All right, aces are about potential. So when you see an ace in a reading, you know it's about the basic quality of the suit. Right? We talked about that in the first video, the suits. And it's about the possibility, okay? Things have not started yet. This is like the universe is offering you the opportunity for these things. It's here in your arena, right? It's in your area. Depending on where it lays in the spread, this is about potential. So as we all know, potential is just potential until you give it action, right? Until you put some sort of behind it. So Ace of Pentacles, potential for abundance and money and groundedness. Ace of Swords is about a fresh idea, brand new idea, the truth, right? Clear. Ace of Wands is about inspiration. This is about something that comes from the solar plexus, right? Fire. Ace of Cups. That is about the potential for love. So aces here is the first thing. And also, when you see a lot of aces, you know it's the beginning of a new cycle, right? It's the brand new beginning of a new cycle. So let's see here. We're going to keep going here. I have my notes here, so I'm going to keep referring to these. So it is about new beginnings, opportunity, potential, drive. The more aces you see, the more you know that this is the early stage, the beginnings of something fresh, something new coming into your life or new coming into the person's life that you're reading for. Next, we're going to talk about the twos. Okay? The twos are about balance, duality, choices, crossroads. So coming from the ace to the two of pentacles, balance, right? Balancing two options. Now you got two options, right? You got two competing options. Two of cups, two people coming into communion here. Balance, right? The balance, the duality of the masculine and feminine, the beginnings of relationship, of love. Two of wands, inspiration. All right, now what do I do with that? This is about decisions. Two of pentacles, two of swords, about decisions. Two of wands, two of swords, about decisions. Well, two of pentacles too, and two of cups. Choices, because you have two. Now, what am I going to do with this? This person, two of wands, looking out to the universe. What am I going to do about this? Two of swords, at a crossroads, right? Can't stay there forever. You got to make a choice. So twos can be about that decision to move forward. And then when you get a lot of twos in a reading, it really is about making decisions. Okay, when you see a lot of twos, that should prick your interest in going like, oh my goodness, look at all the twos. Okay, we're at a crossroads. We need to make some decisions here. All right, and then look at what the other suits are around it. What kind of decisions are we talking about? The threes are about the initial stage being completed. So you've made a decision, the initial stage being completed, achievement, growth, abundance. And when you see multiple threes, it's about a group. Okay, more than one person, more than two people even. A group is three, right? Two's company, three's a crowd. Yep, that's why it can be third-party situations that we talked about. But when you see multiples, okay, when you're seeing that, wow, there's a preponderance of threes here. That must mean there's more than two people here involved. And then go back to the suit. What is this about? The fours are about structure, foundation, stability, stagnation too, manifestation. It's the result of desire, right? The ace of wands or the aces and the twos, right? Desire and a choice being made. And the early foundation is the threes, so it has made some initial achievement. Now four, we move to stability, structure, foundation. Many fours, this is a platform for future growth, okay? And when you get fours, I want to say this about fours, pay attention to the suits. Pay attention to the suits in all of these. Because when you get the masculine, these are the feminine fours. Four is a very masculine number. And when you get the feminines in a masculine number, it is unhappy. Fours as a pentacle, too much structure. Holding on to it. Fours as a cup, that's a feminine cup. It is about stagnation. Okay? When you get the fours as masculine, woo, we love it, right? Four of wands, four of swords, healing. Healing, that swords idea is that soothing and balm and feeling like a balm, feeling like a something has been administered that now I can heal. Four of wands, relationship, fantastic, right? So in each of these instances, when you get aces here, that's very masculine, right? One, action. When you get to the twos, right, there's two people, more feminine, balance, duality. When you get to the threes, you know, a three-legged table does stand. It's about the first stage being settled, the first stage of initial achievement. Okay? Fours, structure, foundation, stability. So ace, 2, 3, 4. This first part, it's really ace, 2, 3, but ace, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to say, is really about the moving through the beginning stages of a plan. It's love, it's abundance, it's ideas, it's passion, right? The four suits moving through these first four numbers is really about the first stages of a thing, the first stage of a relationship, the first stage of a job or abundance, the first stages, ace, 2, 3, and then fours bring it to some kind of platform for springing off to the next section, springing off to the next level. So it's really solid by now. We get to the fives. Okay. Fives is an uneven number, brings lack of stability. So once you get super stable in the fours, when you get to the fives, it is like conflict, change. Like things can't stay the same. Things cannot stay at four. Okay, they stay at four, they stagnate, like Four of Cups. So things need to move forward. So when we get to the fives, we're talking about loss, conflict, struggle. But on the positive side, it's an opportunity for change, right? It's a new cycle beginning. And new cycles begin kind of ugly. This is ugly new cycle beginning, all right? When you see many fives in a reading, you know the person is going through major change, major challenges, okay? The number 5 is uneven, right? It feels like there's, chaos. That's what number 5 is all about, okay? Sixes. Sixes are about communication, relationship, problem solving. So you get that 5 of like, oh, I've got a problem. 6 is the solving of that problem. Harmony, balance. 6s are harmony and balance. Absolutely problem solving, communication. So you go through this 6 of Cups, right? Bringing balance, bringing something in as a balanced love affair, something that's easy, feels easy to me, right? Six of Wands, you've overcome that struggle. Six of Pentacles, giving and receiving, reciprocity. Six of Swords, it's about the idea of moving forward. You know, it is about how to solve my problem. Well, I'm moving on to the next stage, right? These are all about, this is a decision to move forward. When you see many sixes in a reading, you know it's about the ability to transcend problems and challenges. That's what the sixes are, really. Sixes is a love relationship number for sure. It's tied to the lovers in the Major Arcana, and all these numbers are tied to the Major Arcana, obviously, because it's a numerological system. But when you see the sixes, you automatically know that there's harmony to that. Fives, lack of harmony. Sixes, harmony. Okay? So now we move up to the sevens. Sevens are a very spiritual number to me. Here's the sevens, right? Sevens indicate reflection, assessment, observation, meditation, faith. Okay? It's sort of about going inside. So once you've achieved something, you've gone through this period of struggle in the fives, loss, conflict, struggle, and you go to the sixes, you are victorious, right? You have achieved something here. Communication, partnership, harmony, balance. So the sevens are really taking a pause. The sevens are about taking a pause for observation, reflection, assessment. Really, you've planted a lot of seeds and now you're waiting for them to grow in Seven of Pentacles. You have a lot of choices in the Seven of Cups, so don't get confused. Seven of Swords is about the truth. When the Six of Swords is about leaving a bad situation, the Seven of Swords is really about inside you might believe something different than you're doing on the outside. Okay? It is about thoughts not reflected in action. Or it is also about keeping your motives hidden stuff, right? It's keeping it inside. Seven of Wands is really pushing back on other people being around you and really being on your own. So it's resisting other people. You need to make your own determination. Then we get to the eights. The eights are industriousness and movement, action, change, rebirth, success, recognition. Okay? So these are positive changes of mind where you have completed the initial part of your journey, right? Then there's been struggle from outside sources in the fives. The sixes has restored balance. The sevens, you have gone inside to consider, is this where I want to be? And the eights give you opportunity now to tweak. Okay? Eight of Pentacles. I'm going to work harder on this, right? Once you have something that you really want to work on, I'm going to work harder on this. Eight of Wands. I'm going to work harder on communication, right? The Eight of Cups. You've decided that the Seven of Cups, I have decided what I want. I'm going for broke. I'm going for the big love, right? You're moving away from all of these other choices and you make one choice to move towards something meaningful for you. Eight of Swords. These swords are really tough. This is about being trapped. But you know what? You're not. You can move because it's an eight. You can move out of this. Being trapped is all in your own mind. All in your own mind. So as you look at these cards, the eights, right? When you see an eight, you're like, okay, that's about movement, industriousness. Eight is the card of success, or the number of success in numerology. It is the card of being industrious. It is the number of business and making advances, right? In a pentacle-y sort of way, right? About money, about putting in time, okay? So nines, we get to completion. Now you've gone ace through nine, right? You've started something, you built a foundation, you got it solid, then other people came along and kicked over your idea, you solved that problem, you looking again introspectively, how can I get to the next level? Eights, you take action on that next level. Nines, you're at the completion level of this cycle, okay? So nines are fruition. Nines are completion, attainment, conclusion. Okay? Nine of Pentacles here, really, enjoying the fruits of your labor. Nine of Cups, your wish is granted. Nine of Swords, too much. When you get too much thought, the swords are really not your friend, right? They get you in bed, tossing and turning. There's too much swords. Ace of Swords, super clear. The more swords you get, the less clear you get. You understand? Okay? Same with Wands. The more, it's like, the more you get on the masculines, the swords and the wands, the less good it is. All right? The less movement you get. It's like becoming overwhelming. The more you get on the feminine side, the cups and the pentacles, the more comforting it is, the more nurturing it is. So do you see how the feminine elements and the masculine elements sort of cross each other into the place of, oh, this is too much. This is overwhelming. This is too much thinking, too much baggage, too much. The cups and pentacles, not so much. The feminine receptivity is all about this coming to fruition. So you're kind of happy when the wands and swords are finished, because they are too much. It's too much, right? 10, right? And then we get to the 10s. The 10s are the end and the beginning of a new cycle. So you've gone to completion in 9, and 10 in numerology is the first double number where you get 1 and 0, right? So when you add 0 is the God blessing. So whenever it's 10, 20, 30, 40, that is that number with a God blessing, okay? So in numerology, there is the only double numbers are master numbers, 11, 22, 33, 44. But whenever else you see a double number or a quad number or anything like that, 4 digits, whatever, add them all together, and it will be an ace, or sorry, a 1 through a 9. You're going down to an original one-digit number. That's the numerological system that we're looking to adapt here. In the 10s, this is like one more than completion, so it's overwhelmed. Even in the cups and the wands. So in the pentacles, this can be overwhelmingly abundant, right? So much money coming in, so much abundance. It can also be like expectations of the family, heavy burdens that come from, to whom much is given, much is expected. You got a lot of money, you got to really take some time to manage that, okay? So it's a lot. 10 of Wands, too much, way too much. Got to put this down. This is about too much not too much abundance, too many ideas, too much going on, too much passion, too much. It's a burden, okay? 10 of Swords, woof. That is my least favorite card, by the way. 10 of Swords, an overabundance of thoughts and ideas has just killed you. And this is betrayal, right? This is like the truth coming out, and it's also like way too much of it. It's like the 10, I just need to start now fresh, right? This is like, there's no going back from this, okay? There's no going back from that. 10 of Cups, it's the idyllic, it's almost like a fantasy of what love can be. It's too much. It's not real necessarily, but it is this high, completely up here version of what love is going to be. Super idyllic. So you can see that all the 10s are super expansive, but they're also can be too much. So we go back to 1 and we start the cycle over again. So when you look at each one of these, the aces through the 10s, you can easily say, okay, I throw out a spread, I see it's a cup, and I see it's a 5. So when you put these two systems together, you put together the cups, love, feeling, right, with 5. And you look at the card, right? What do we talk about? What do I see? What do I know? And what do I feel? Look at the card. What does that show you? 5s are about loss, right? So 5 of Cups, you had a lot of feelings for this person, right? Loss, feeling regret about losing something, losing this person. So if you just take these two systems, the suits with the numbers, you can know a lot about all about the minor arcana, the pip cards, the minor arcana cards, ace through tens. Now you know all about it. If you know the suit and you know the number, you can figure it out, right? In addition to seeing the picture on the card. Those three things together are the holy grail of tarot. Knowing the element, knowing the number, and knowing the picture, seeing the picture. Okay. All right. So I hope this was helpful in terms of systems. And we are moving on now to the next video where we're going to talk more about timing as it relates to the two systems I just taught you, the systems of elements and the systems of numbers. Okay, so that's the next video.